How you doing? I'm Rebel, welcome back to 7 Days. I've noticed that a lot of new players, whether you're on console or PC, decided to pick this game up since the release of 1.0. Today, I'm going to walk you through just some of the essential tips to help you survive your first 7 days. This video is supposed to be helpful to new players, but I'm no expert, so all you seasoned 7 Days players out there, I need your help. If you see me make a mistake, I need you to put it in the comments below just so we don't steer the new players in the wrong direction. I'm going to try to cover as much information as I can in a short amount of time. I want to cover gathering resources, your first crafting and horde base, and preparing for that inevitable first blood moon. But before we jump into the game and start slaying zombies, I'm going to go over the settings. So after you click new game, you're going to have to choose a game name and the size of the world that you want to play in. Under the general tab, you're going to be able to pick your difficulty of the game and your XP multiplier. I usually leave my XP multiplier at 100 because I don't want to level up too quickly and I don't want harder zombies thrown at me earlier in the game. The next is your 24-hour cycle. How long do you want a day to last? I like an hour. That's usually what I go with. It can go from 10 minutes to 120 minutes. Next is your daylight length. How long do you want it to be daytime? I like 18 hours. It's the max there is. Some people like 12. I prefer 18. Under the basics tab, you can decide how often you want there to be a blood moon. 7 days to die. I leave mine at 7. However, if you are looking for a little bit more of a surprise as to when a blood moon's gonna hit, you can change the blood moon range. If you set it to 3, that means your first blood moon could be anywhere from day 4 to day 11. You can also decide when you get your warning that there's gonna be a blood moon. You can have it off completely, morning, or the evening. I like the morning, gives me a little bit of extra time to prepare. For blood moon count, I suggest running 64, but if your computer can't handle it, you can always lower it a little bit. The rest of the settings into the basic tab are more of a personal preference. You can run it any way you want to, but this is what I prefer. I like it so that the zombies walk in the day, jog in the night, run if they know you're there, and sprint on the blood moons. I also suggest having a 3-day airdrop. Everything under the advanced tab is also personal preference. I want to be able to do 100% damage of blocks. I want the zombies to be able to do 100% damage of blocks. I want a blood moon that still do 100% damage of blocks. Your loot abundance, 100%. Why would I put anything less? The loot respawn time, I usually set it to 7 days. The only thing that I would suggest for new players is to have drop on death. I set that to backpack only. So I still have to go and recover my backpack, but I don't lose my tool belt. So that way, if I do have a firearm or a weapon that I can fight, my backpack is surrounded. I'm gonna have to get it somehow. So I want some sort of line of defense. It gives you just a little bit of a fighting chance to recover your backpack. All right, are you bored yet? Let's get into the game. There's several different ways to play 7 Days to Die. Some people want to run in, find a point of interest, and just start looting right away. Others want to gather resources, many resources as they can. Some people just like building and crafting as quick as they can. And some people just like killing zombies. There is no right or wrong way to play the game. It's a game. Play it how you enjoy it. I'll probably get a couple comments that say you should do this or you should do that, and they're probably right. I love getting those type of comments because it gives me a goal to focus on for the next video. So before I get into how I usually play, write down in the comments below how you usually play. There you are, smack dab in the middle of the pine forest. So in the top right hand corner of the screen is going to be your basic tutorial. It says open up challenges window with Y. This whole top row right here, this is what you're going to want to focus on at the beginning. Now, gather resources. So we need plant fibers. You can see on the screen the little yellow icons of wood. When you first start out, you're going to need wood and rocks, stone, to get your basic supplies out of the way. It's always smart to find as many feathers and eggs as you can. There we go, 15 stone. Craft a stone axe. You're going to want to get this stuff done as soon as you can. Harvest wood. We got 10 wood we need to harvest. There we go, stone axe harvesting is complete. Now we need a primitive outfit, craft that, click on it, click where, you can see it's on our character. Now we need a wooden club, click on the wooden club, craft, that's gonna be your first weapon. Now we need a primitive bow. We already have all the materials from everything we collected, so we're gonna just go ahead and craft that. Got a wooden bow. And since we already collected some bird's feathers from the bird's nests, we can make a couple stone arrows. 16 of them, not bad. Now, open up the challenge window. We got everything here done. Redeem everything. Basics of survival. Quest started, the White River Settlement Journey. Good job, Survivor. You have proved to be capable with much potential. We have marked your map with the nearest White River outpost location. There you will find a trader where you can buy and sell goods and trade stories with one of our friendly citizens. Friendly, huh? Welcome aboard, Noah. All right, looks like we're 769 meters away from the settlement. Along your path to the trader, you should be chopping down as many trees and collecting as many bird's nests to get eggs and feathers as you can. Also, don't forget to stock up on rocks. These tree stumps can be very helpful in the beginning of the game too, because sometimes, no honey this time. Sometimes they'll give you a honey, which fights infection. Unless you spawn insanely close to the trader, by the time you get there, you should have about 1,500 to 2,000 wood. And I know that sounds a lot, but it adds up really quick. By the time you get to the trader, night will be approaching. Zombies are far more dangerous at night. Pick a spot of flat ground somewhat near the trader and clear out as many resources as you can. Bird's nest, rocks, anything you can. Wood, trees. Leave those chickens alone. Alright, it is 7 o'clock. We need to start working on a foundation for our first crafting base. A lot of people will go straight to wood blocks. I strongly advise against this. So I'll show you 1 second. Let me make one of them. Put that in my bar. So you can make 1 wood block, and you get credit for making that 1 wood block. The problem with that is, what you should be doing is making building blocks. 150 building blocks. One of the reasons why it's smart to start with the building blocks is because you can pick them up. You just hit E on them, pick them up right away. The wood blocks, you have to destroy them, so that's wasted materials. Zombies bugging me, where are you at? I hear you. There you are. Can you leave me alone? I'm just trying to survive here. If the zombies don't know where you're at, crouch. It basically gives you a sneak bonus for beating zombies. Another reason why it's smart to use the building blocks is because you can get double XP. 1 layer of XP from making the building block, and then another one for turning it into the wood block, rather than just making a wood block and placing it. While you're building, you want to make sure you're keeping your ears open for any footsteps or snarls, just so that you don't get blindsided and attacked by a zombie just sneaking up on you. Just heard some breathing. Creeps. Hey, there you are. Let's see if he notices me. These guys are a pain in the butt, especially right off the bat. No, sir, come back down here. I want you away from my base. My base is not strong enough yet. And I gotta get rid of him before nighttime hits, otherwise he's gonna start running at me. Down, sir. Give me my arrow back. Come on, you jerk. Stamina is always a problem beginning of the game. Come on. Only got 5 minutes left for you to go down, buddy. There we go. I heard Arlene coming. Trying to sneak up behind me. See how she's faster? Arlene, can you please go away? I'm busy. I don't have time for your nonsense. Give me my arrows back. Hey, potato. This is gonna end up being your crafting base. You don't want to do any fighting for them from this position whatsoever. You want to keep it as far away from zombies as possible. So the way that I usually do it is I put a ladder and put it 2 blocks off the ground, because zombies can't jump that well. And so if they come over here and just try to start getting at me, they're not gonna be able to get to the ladder. Unless there's a lot of them that start bunching up, I should be okay. Now your whole first night, you're gonna be spending it pretty much up top in this little base here. And you can design it any way you want, doesn't really matter. First base, just use the blocks. It's the easiest way. All you really need is a safe area to do your crafting. So there you go, you got a pretty basic and easy crafting base set up. It's not much to look at. It's 9 by 9, gives you the opportunity to expand it a little bit if you need to. You can always take out a door and push it out further. But now since it's midnight and the zombies are still faster, I don't want to go out there in the night. I'm gonna spend this night upgrading the base. While you're upgrading your base, if you do get a bunch of zombies that try to come in and get you, you should actually leave your base. Because this is gonna be your crafting base, it's gonna be pretty weak. You don't want any zombies to try to come in and get you. I hear another one to my left. He's gonna come through the trees. Yeah, there he is. Big boy. We're lucky none of these guys are running yet. He's feral. That's gonna be a problem. a lot of your first entry zombies here, you're gonna do a lot of the whole move in, retreat, move in, retreat. You're also gonna wanna keep the power attacks to a minimum because stamina is gonna be brutal early game. Nobody wants you guys here. Took a hit, it wasn't good. Might have to use some food and water here. Morning time, finally. So we got our first little crafting base built here, and then one of the first things that you're gonna wanna build is a wood storage crate. Takes 10 wood. You're gonna wanna put it down. There you go, your wood storage crate's been placed. You're gonna wanna put everything that's not defensive in that crate. You won't be able to build a forge or a workbench right away. You're gonna wanna put a bedroll down. This crafting base is gonna be where you put everything. It's gonna be your workbench, it's gonna be your forge, your cement mixer, everything that you could think of in terms of crafting. It's going in here. You're gonna wanna spend some time gathering more and more resources, as many resources as you can. All right, we made it into Sea Wrecked. And you gave us a shovel. Got any special jobs? Intro, buried supplies, 500 meters away, 491, that is a long way. So one of the other things you can do inside Trader's Wrecked, I'm not gonna go around and do it right now just because I wanna get this mission done, but you can go in and loot Trader Wrecked's facility. Like this right here. Cement mixer, forge a head book, because that'll get us the dew collector. So you can go through and loot everything you can in here, but if there is something that's in here that you can't loot, I don't need corn. So like this, you can't loot it. That noise means you're not gonna do anything to it. So if you're hearing that noise, it means you're wasting your time. All right, let's get over to this buried supplies mission. Hopefully we get something good out of it. And all along the way, you should be picking up rocks, birds' nests, feathers, eggs, everything that you can. All right, we made it here. These little floating exclamation points, that is how you know you're at the mission. Walk up to it, hit E. There you go. It's giving you a ring. The first one's usually pretty small. And because it's a buried supplies mission, guess what? You gotta dig. We are getting closer to the treasure. See that? You heard that little ding. And sometimes when you do these buried supply missions, that little ding will spawn in a big horde of zombies. You don't want to go down into the hole that you dug, and you want to make sure that you can always get out. If you get stuck in a hole and a whole bunch of zombies comes in to get you, you're gonna be screwed. One thing you can do, if you know you're being chased down by a zombie, you can throw a spike trap in front of them. It's not a perfect defense, but it works in a pinch. There it is. So we got that spike that we laid down earlier. Was that fun? Did you have fun, sir? Yeah, that was rough, wasn't it? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see if I can get my arrow back. Hey. So now once you got the White River supplies, back to Rex. Let's get our reward.
What's your problem?
I don't have a problem. What's your problem? All right, so he's offering us a pipe rifle bundle, a pipe pistol bundle, pipe shotgun bundle, pipe machine gun bundle, or a pipe baton bundle. Choose any one you want. Whichever way that you want to go, whichever way you want to run the game, that's what you want to run it. I'm going with a rifle. That's always a great start. We only got 15 rounds, but a pipe rifle, better than no rifle. Before you leave, you should always give his inventory a glance, just to see if there's anything that you want to work towards. I don't have any dukes right now, thank you. And then you should look at his jobs. He's got 3 fetch missions, which I personally think are the easiest. Then there's a clear zombies and another fetch. One of the things that you're gonna wanna pay attention to is how far it is away and the time of day it is. So this one's only 149 meters away. We're gonna pick that one.
But maybe I'll change my mind if you do something for me.
So there is no time limit on how long it takes you to get the mission done, but some quests require you to only be there at night. I'm gonna make my way back to the crafting base, drop off everything that I don't need, and then go take care of the mission. One of the things that I learned that you should always have ready when doing any mission is spikes and hatches. So we're gonna go ahead and start that. This one's unlocked. It's probably Yeah, we already got the attention of some zombies here. I just heard them. They might be inside the building though. This right here. Oh, there he was. Didn't see him back there. Construction worker, how you doing, buddy? Save some of our arrows here. Got another guy to the left that I just heard. There he is. You, sir, stay down. Come on. There we go. Mr. Tourist here. Get any arrows back from that? No. I know, it hurts so much. Come on, buddy. Come on. I know you're just looking for food too. It's alright. We're gonna end your hunger pretty soon. Come on. There we go. Got some bird's nests, so I'm guessing we're gonna have a bird or two in the area. I called it. Come on, bird. Thank you. I heard you too, buddy. Just stay down. Makes it a whole lot easier if you just stay down. I know. Come on. There you go. There we go. We got our first bird. Let's look at recipes for a bone knife. Craft the bone knife. And that bone will allow us to collect more resources when harvesting animals. Looks like this building has all been boarded up. So you could take the Fun Pimp's preferred method and fall down this hole here just to get inside the building. But I personally think that that's typically always a trap. So I'm just gonna go ahead and beat down this front door. All right, I got him down pretty well. Beat down both so we can get in here. Come on. And you see the garbage on the ground? That will alert more zombies. So if you're trying to get in and get out, I see loot right back there in the corner. So let's walk over these things here. See if we can, there we go. Basically what I like to do is run in, get the zombies alerted, and then run out, because you're safer battling outside than you are in. You can get trapped in corners in. I knew I was gonna miss that shot. Hey, buddy. Come on. Now, what I could have done was put a hatch right in front of that door. Or spikes. And that'll take care of a lot of the zombies. I just didn't think it was that necessary for a tier 1. Probably should have. With how well I play this game. Alright, we just lost our... Lucky I was able to kill her with that one. We just lost our club here. Once you get the area cleared out, just loot everything that you can possibly find. These sealed shipping containers, you gotta crack them open first. Then you can search them. A Shamway box, we got a cooking magazine, that's always beneficial, some food. And then a lot of these shelves. Hey, there's my arrow that I missed. Glad I got that back. Some paper. A lot of this stuff you're not gonna really need. A lot of the stuff you're not gonna realize that it's important until later in the game. So my advice is always collect everything you can. Yeah, I'm encumbered, I know. Collect everything you can until you find out what's important and what's not important. Once you run out of space back at your crafting base, make another loot box. At least until you know what's important and what's not. Sounds to me like there's some zombies back there. Yeah, there is. How you doing, buddy? Helping us out? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. So now would be a perfect time to demonstrate the wood hatch technique. So we just threw a wood hatch in front of the door. It's got a couple more hits. So now that he burst through that door, I'm still sitting in here completely protected because I got my wood hatch here, and I could just sit there for days just repairing my wood hatch. Basically just gives you a little bit more time, a little bit more defense, and it also gives you a fallback point if he's not the only zombie in here. Come on. There we go. It looks like he was the only guy in here. Let's get our supplies, and then this right here is our hatch. The doors are way out. You can also take your shovel. Where's my shovel? I know I brought it with me. You can also take your shovel to these, any one of these colored things here. So this one here is clay. I typically don't ever do this, but just to give you guys an example of what you should be doing. Looks like we got some corn. Green one is more clay. We got that mission done, so we can return to the trader and collect our reward. Typically your first couple missions, the reward's not gonna be all that great. So he's given us a choice of 9mm ammo, grilled corn, crafting skill magazine bundle, lockpicks, and electrical traps. I'm gonna go with the crafting skill magazine. Once you turn in your mission, collect your reward. You're gonna wanna get another mission ready to go. So click on him again. Do you have any jobs? He's got another tier 1 clear zombies mission that's 130 meters away.
If you want to
Go ahead and click on that.
You'll do what you're told, asshole.
Thanks, Rect. Looks like we got Bo's Market. We're gonna accept it.
I'm not surprised.
Thanks, Rect. Then you're gonna wanna say goodbye to him. Have a nice day, Rect. And then head back to your little bunker to drop off any extra supplies that you have. Pretty much everything that you don't think you're gonna need, you're gonna wanna leave here. I always try to keep a little bit of wood on me. You're just gonna wanna keep repeating this process. Go to Rect, get a mission, complete it, go back to Rect, turn it in, head back to your base, drop stuff off. So along with completing quests for the traders, you should be working on collecting as much wood and resources as you can so you can start working on your horde base. So to craft your horde base, you're gonna need a lot more wood. In terms of how easy the missions are, my personal opinion is that the fetch items are the easiest, then the buried supplies, then the clear the area, then the fetch and clear, then the restore the power, and then the infested. So because nighttime is approaching, I'm not gonna worry about any more quests for the day. I'm gonna go ahead and chop down some trees, get some wood, and then start working on my horde base. So when you're choosing a location for your horde base, you wanna be pretty close to your crafting base, but not so close that the zombies will attack that during the horde night. Let's start laying down our foundation. I typically find that a 3-wide staircase into the horde base works out pretty well. One of the things that I found pretty useful when crafting your horde base is using these ramp pieces here and turning them on their side. Come on, fellas. Remember, it's nighttime, so the zombies are faster. How did I miss that? Sir, can you go away? I'm trying to build a base here, buddy. Trying to build a nice home for you later. Come on. You're just aggravating me. Thank you. All right, so what I was saying was it's smart to use these angled pieces here. I hear another zombie. Yeah, they're all out and about. I'm going away for now. Let me see if I can hide. All right, I got lucky and hiding worked. Came back out here, they were nowhere to be found. So what I usually do is I take these poles centered and I try to make a turn in the base. 2, 3. Typically, what I do when I'm making a base is I start them off with a wide path and then I try to make it smaller just so that I can funnel them down into this one little area. And then once I get that far, I try to make a turn. That turn is going to be the start of the inside of our base. The only reason I put that turn in there is just because it buys you just a little bit more time when you're fighting the zombies. Eventually, you're going to want to upgrade it all to, at the very minimum, cobblestone. So this is where you're going to be battling from when you're fighting the horde. You have all that area there that you can aim down, shoot them as they're trying to come up, all this area here, and then once they get to this location, you're going to be meleeing. Just constant melee. It's going to be a battle. If you're anything like me, when you're not careful, you're going to fall off your base when you're trying to fight. So you're going to want to make sure the entire area is at least a little bit blocked in. And that's a really good horde base for night 2. Once day 3 hits, you're going to want to go over to the trader, repeat that process all over again, collect as much wood and resources as you can, drop off everything you don't need at your crafting base, And then at nighttime, head back over here to your horde base and start working on that. One thing that you want to make sure of that you do when crafting your horde base is you want to have a separate entrance just for you that the zombies can't see to get back into your base. And for this, just a quick ladder, same thing as your crafting base, is you want a quick ladder. It's 2 blocks off the ground. And that will help you if you do get overwhelmed here and you need to bail and do some running and gunning. You can do some running and gunning to ease up the tension on your base, and then possibly go back up into your base if it's not completely destroyed. Now that we got the basic layout of our horde base set up, we should focus on getting some more missions for Erect done. So we're going to drop off any supplies that we won't need. One thing that a lot of the pro players do is they do what's called a double loot run. This is going to allow me to get twice the amount of loot that I normally would, and it does take more time because you're running through the mission twice. Getting twice the amount of loot is always good. Once you got all the looting done, then you can go back outside and restart that mission. So we got a couple extra magazines, we got a couple chairs, some animal fat, some food, some murky water that we can turn into regular water. And then you can go through and loot everything all over again. So we got some extra food out of it. Put these up, chop down the door a little bit. Wood door shouldn't take long. Come on, I know you're in there. Pretty easy. How did I miss that guy? Make it even easier on us. We use the wood hatch and the wood spike trick. You all right there, buddy? Whoa! You got to me very quickly, sir. I ran the wrong way. I know. It's a rough life being a zombie. And that was it. Looks like those wood spikes that we placed, that one right there, took out the other 2. Go back to Rect, pick a mission. We're very over encumbered right now, but that's okay because we're just gonna be heading back to our base and dropping off all of our supplies.
State your business.
Oh, that was very nice of you.
Great. Here you go. Don't spend it all in one place.
Gonna go with the cobblestone. Even though cobblestone's easy to make, crafting skill magazine is probably the better choice.
Man, I treat you that good and you don't even tip me.
Nope. All right, let's check out another. We got another fetch. I was hoping for buried supplies.
Just a job. Good luck.
Yeah.
You better not make me regret this.
Shut up, Rect. While you're going through this, you should be redeeming these too. I haven't been doing it just because I'm just trying to get stuff done to show you how to survive your first couple days. Assigning your skill points, to me, was one of the most difficult things to understand. So there's 5 main attributes that you can pick from. There is perception, strength, fortitude, agility, and intellect. And then inside of those attributes, there's 10 other skill points underneath of it to pick from. Putting a point into one of the skills raises the percentage of chance that you'll find loot based off of that skill point. For example, if you put a skill point into Miner 69er, which I'll do, you now have a higher chance of finding shovels, picks, cobblestone, rocks, things like that in the loot when you do the missions. Another type of skill point that you can assign is a weapon-based skill. For example, this one, Pummel Pete. Your clubs will do 10% more damage, your attacks will do 40% more damage to stunned enemies, your power attacks have a 60% chance to knock foes down, and is stamina reduced by 8% for regular attacks and 15% for power attacks. You'll find more clubs and more club parts in the loot boxes. I always try to add 1 point to healing factor. That gives you 1 health for every 35 seconds of natural healing, and critical injuries will heal 20% faster. One of the other ones is parkour. This allows you to move faster, jump higher, and then I always try to choose at least 1 in cardio. Now, in order for you to if you see how this is locked, the running man is locked, it's going to tell you that in order to unlock it, I need fortitude level 4. So this is going to be the main attribute of fortitude. So if I wanted to raise my Pummel Pete, right now, I can't do it because I need strength level 3 to do it. So in order to do that, I need the attribute strength, We got level 3. Now Pummel Pete, I can unlock the next level of Pummel Pete. Does that make sense? I know it's a little bit confusing, but you know, that's the easiest way that I can to explain it. One thing that you should be doing at nighttime is trying to upgrade your base as much as you can in preparation for the Horde Night. So once you first get some cobblestone, you're gonna wanna upgrade the key paths that you know that the zombies are gonna take to start off with. And for me, that's gonna be their pathway and my entranceway. There we go, we had just enough to get their main pathway covered. Always hungry, man. Always hungry, always thirsty. Just gotta keep looting for food and keep drinking the water. One of the missions that you should be always doing it when you first start the game is the buried supply missions. It's gonna give you enough clay and rock to make cobblestone to keep continuously upgrading your base. You're gonna wanna keep repeating this cycle. Do missions for wrecked, complete the mission, get your reward, upgrade your base. It's that simple. So day 7 hits, I typically don't do any missions for the trader, and I solely work on my hoarding base. We're gonna need a whole lot of wood spikes. It figures. I'm gonna nerd pull up because I don't want to battle through this house to get to there. Get high enough yet? Forge Ahead magazine, always helpful. Antibiotics, always helpful. And we got a couple crafting skill magazines. And then we're gonna nerd pull our way down. Back to base, start placing our spikes. We got a whole lot of them. No thank you, Arlene. All throughout this process, you should be collecting ammo, you should be collecting arrows, you should be collecting everything you can just to supply your Horde Night. This way, sir. Are you coming? Where'd he go? See if we can get him re-interested in us. Come on, sir. This way. I want to test out my base here. Come on up, sir. Welcome. He's making his way over. Yep. Good job, buddy. Give me my arrow back. He followed the pathway we needed him to take. I hope it goes that well during Horde Night. Then, once you get everything set up the way you need it set up, you're gonna wanna go back to your crafting base before Horde Night hits and drop off everything that you don't need for the Horde Night. So basically you're gonna drop off any supplies that are not Horde Night related. All right, so we got our loot set up pretty much the way we want it. We got our ammo in the top row, repair stuff on the second row, and then health items on the third row. Let's see how we do. All right, just a couple more. And that's why you create yourself a little entrance in the backside. Yep, time to head back into base. I'm hoping those wood spikes take a lot of the, take the brunt. Some guys are getting attacked from my spikes down that side. Yep, got a couple of them. Your first Horde Night should never be too bad. Yep. Keep getting hit on them spikes, buddy. You're feeling brave? I just landed on a spike. If you're feeling brave, you can make your way out here. One of the other things that's pretty important, make sure you're always reloaded when the start of Horde Night hits. Come on, Tom. Yep. Thank God for wood spikes. Ooh, he made it up. Run. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. I knew he was gonna make it in, you jerk. Anybody else? Is that it? Got some extra loot. Oh, there we go. How you guys doing? Down you go. Sir, no thank you. I think it's funny, I say the Horde Night's usually not that bad, and I almost died. Sir, no ducking. Thank you. Have a nice fall. Sir, how you doing, Mr. Janitor? Adios. Down you go. There's no faking here in this horde base, sir. And then every chance you get, you're gonna want to go ahead and repair everything you can. Anything that takes damage, always repairing. Oh, I thought you were faking. Down you go, sir. I missed. Point blank. Way to go. Yeah, angry. And that right there, you guys saw, was the point of having this narrow path here, is once they bunch up, they kind of push each other off. Come on. Down you go. And if you follow these steps, you shouldn't have any problem whatsoever on your first horde night. You have a separate crafting base, so right now my crafting base is sitting over there nice and pretty. Nobody's getting in. And you got this base right here that's just holding its own. Down you go, sir. Mr. Construction Worker. Darlene. Businessman. And alternate between power and regular swings. See, I'm a glutton. I have to kind of go out there. I like seeing everything that's happening. There you go. As long as your stamina and health are good, you're good. We got some more coming. Welcome. Have a nice fall, sir. Oh, you didn't even get a chance, did you, buddy? One of the other things that you should focus on crafting before Horde Night. I didn't do it in this run just because I was getting lucky with finding a whole bunch of different supplies for food and water. But yeah, the crafting pot or the campfire, which I do have back at the base. But the dew collector, that's another big one that you should work on focusing. That'll help you out with water. You still have to boil the water unless you find a filter for it, which I did not, but I wasn't really using it all that much. Sir, you stay in there. It's 11 p.m. Been at this for 12 p.m. Sorry. Been at this for 2 hours now. Not too bad. Dunzo. Come on. Reloaded. How you doing, fellas? This is one of the easiest horde bases you can make, but it is also one of the most reliable. You can usually use this base for like your first maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 hordes, as long as you're keeping up on the repairs and building up. Anytime you get some concrete, throw some concrete down on there, and this base could last you almost an entire playthrough. You just keep expanding a little bit, keep making yourself some fallback points. I got some herbal antibiotics that I found in that last loot bag, so I'm not really too worried about my infection or my broken arm. I guess my broken arm's a little bit of concern. Goodbye. Bo, haven't you had enough, sir? And it looks like our club is almost done in terms of durability. And before it goes out, I'm gonna wanna go ahead and repair that. Almost scrapped it. There we go, fully repaired. Ooh, goodie bag. Hey, more antibiotics. Let's go ahead and use those. Double check to make sure our repairs are good, and they are. Mr. Janitor, Custodian, thank you for your, keeping the area clean for me. Sir. No pounding at air. It's not necessary. Stamina's still doing great. Health is questionable. I could have had a couple more health kits during this, but I didn't think it was necessary. And the reason they're beating down my walls is because they're falling and not taking damage because the fall isn't that high. So they go into this thing called rage mode, and they decide to destroy everything. Rage mode, destroy everything mode. There's a couple different ways to say it. That one hurt, buddy. Give me my arrow. I got my arrow back. Down you go. Come on. Sir, you didn't even try. Enough. Just stay down. Couple more minutes of this. And eventually, what you're gonna wanna do is build yourself like a little pit here. Ma'am, I got lucky and you went into rage mode right there, didn't I? Come on, gotta get rid of you. I'm getting kind of brave, letting these guys get into my base, opening the door. But I'm also just trying to keep them from pounding at the base. I want them to do as little amount of damage to my base as possible so that there's little amount of repairs as possible. You're not down. You can't fool me, sir. You can fall, though. That's allowed. Oh, are you angry? You are angry. Now that it's morning time, they are slower, which makes my job even that much easier. And I think that was it. Once they stop coming after you, you can come back down. Collect all the loot bags that you possibly can. And then once you collect... Hey, arrows. Nice. Thank you. Once you collect all the loot bags you can, you're gonna want to take a look around, see how much damage they just did, and it doesn't look too bad. Looks like that'll be an easy repair. Oh, they did bust that block though, I didn't see that. Still an easy repair. One block. Not too bad. All right, well, that's gonna do it for your first 7 days. I hope I explained it well enough, and I hope I didn't confuse anybody. I tried to leave everything complicated out and focus just on the basics. It can all be wrapped up pretty easily. Find a location near the trader, do missions for the trader, collect resources, build up a crafting base, build up a horde base, continue doing missions for the trader, continue collecting loot, and continue reinforcing your base. That's pretty much it. All right, I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, I'm out of here.